The Waterway Adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine, Episode 23, Samson Out of Service. Samson is an engine from the mainland that was brought to shore to help out with the new dinosaur park at Allstead Castle. However, Samson is much too proud and arrogant to ask for help in case of any situation, and because of this, he can often make mistakes. Because of this, Samson is usually a laughingstock of the other engines. One day, Samson was at the newly built Ellsbridge platform talking to Miss Jenny. The line leading to Ellsbridge platform was needed for a fresh set of ballasts, so Miss Jenny was putting Samson on ballast detail. So Samson puffed away to collect the ballast trucks. Samson arrived at the yard to collect the empty trucks, but he wasn't watching where he was going, and he reversed onto Gordon's express coaches by mistake. And he began puffing away with them, not even bothering to look off to the side to see that the ballast trucks were on the other line. It wasn't until Samson came around the bend that he saw the back of the express coaches. "Oh, bother," said Samson, and he reversed back down to the sidings. Samson began to reverse the coaches back into the siding, but he wasn't watching where he was going, and he crashed and he smashed the coaches right into Stanley, who had just arrived to take the coaches to Knapford to get them to Gordon. "Whoops, sorry, Stanley," said Samson. Bill and Ben were watching from on the bridge, and they couldn't stop themselves from laughing at Samson. "This won't do at all," said Nelson. "Someone's gonna have to take the coaches to the station, since Stanley can't do it now." Bill and Ben quickly rushed away to avoid doing the job. "That just leaves you, Samson," said Nelson. So Samson brought the express coaches over to Gordon. Then he collected the trucks, but now he was running late. By the time Samson arrived at Ellsbridge Station with the ballast, he was already 20 minutes late. "Way to put us behind schedule, Samson," said Oliver. "Now we're gonna have to work extra late to get this track done." "Sorry," said Samson, and he puffed away. That evening, Samson was resting under a bridge when Harvey arrived. Harvey was pretty much the only friend that Samson had. "Having a rough day, Samson?" asked Harvey. "Yeah," said Samson. "I made a mistake when I was in the yard, and then it just led to even more trouble. Stanley's been put out of service for a while. The construction team is behind project on putting the ballast on the line at Ellsbridge Station, and now I'm being made a laughingstock by Bill and Ben." Right when Samson said that, Bill and Ben came over the bridge. "Look, there's Samson, who wanted to pull some ballast trucks, but took Gordon's express coaches by mistake." "Silly old Samson," said Ben. "Don't listen to them, Samson," said Harvey. "Despite all the mistakes you make, you're still a really useful engine." "Thank you, Harvey," said Samson. "But I still wish we could teach Bill and Ben not to tease me. I may have a plan," said Harvey, "but it will involve you making a mistake." Said Samson. "Okay, well, what is this plan?" So Harvey whispered his plan to Samson, and Samson listened carefully to it. The next day, Samson collected more ballast trucks and set off for Ellsbridge Station. Samson raced to Ellsbridge Station as fast as he could. He overshot the platform and crashed into some freight cars full of apples. The apples were all smashed. Bill and Ben were sitting right there, and they chuckled at Samson's misfortune. "Samson, you idiot," said Miss Jenny. "Whoops," said Samson. "My mistake." Bill and Ben were laughing when Harvey arrived. "I'll clear up this mess," he said. "In the meantime, someone's gonna have to take Samson's place while he goes to the works." He turned to Bill and Ben. "What are you looking at us for?" said Bill. To Bill and Ben's misfortune, the arrangements were made, and they had to take Samson's place on ballast detail. The trains were getting longer every day, and no matter what Bill and Ben tried, they could not stop the trains from being so heavy. They would try going at the front and at the back, or they would both try going at the front, but no matter what they did, the trains were always much too heavy for them, and they would often end up being late. "I don't know how Samson can manage to pull all these ballast trucks," said Bill to Ben. "Well, Samson's pretty strong for a tank engine," said Freddie as the twins passed him. Bill and Ben were beginning to miss Samson and were hoping that he would return soon so they would be put off ballast detail. At last, after what seemed like weeks, Samson finally returned from the works. "At last," said Ben. "Oh, Samson," said Bill, "we never thought we'd be happy to see you. Please take over for ballast detail. It's so much work. We're sorry we've been so mean to you." "Well, as long as you've said you're sorry, then I guess I can take over again." The twins were relieved. Harvey's plan had worked. The twins would no longer make fun of Samson again.